Hello everyone, you're hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to be learning how to make this trendy pant trouser that you saw on the thumbnail. As you can see, it has something like flare on it, and that's just exactly what we're going to be recreating with this fabric. Okay, so if this is what you love to learn, I encourage you to stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. So I have my fabric here, and it's about 3.5 years. It's actually three, it's more than 3.5 years. Okay, so I am going to be using it to recreate this. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get my fabric folded into two, and I'm going to make sure that I fold it in a way that what I need for the drafting will be achieved. Like, how to do that is you're going to divide your hip circumference by 4, and you're going to be adding extra allowances to it, so you add up to 5 to 6 allowance to it. Okay, so that's what I went on to do. And the next thing is that I went on to mark my trouser length, and also I added extra 1.5 inches for hemming allowance. Okay, so that is what I went on to do, as you can see. And the next thing I'm going to do is to mark other lines, which is placing my tape on the waist area to mark my hip, my crotch, my knee, and I'll roll them into a straight line and label them. Okay, so these are the things I'm going to do. So like I was saying, this is a big pant trouser, like a very big pant trouser and free. So when you're making something like this, you're just going to add extra 5 to 6 inches. Now from that extra 5 to 6 inches is for you get your ease, and you get your crotch extension as well. Do you understand? So the crotch extension and ease is included in the 5 to 6 inches. Do you understand? So now the first thing I'm going to do now is to mark my exact hip circumference divided by 4. Then I'll mark, then after which I'll be measuring out 4 to 3.5 to 4 inches allowance. Okay, so after that I'm going to measure what I have and roll it all the way down to the crotch line. Okay, so I actually included 7 inches addition from my hip circumference divided by 4, added extra 7 inches allowance. That is why I have 4 inches and 3 inches for my crotch extension. So I went on to extend my crotch actually by 2.5 inches. Do you understand? Then from there, where I mark the crotch extension, I'll measure towards the folded area which is close to me, and whatever I get, I'm going to rule it into a straight line. So if the individual you're working for is slim, go ahead and add um as much allowance as you can, like 7 or 8. But if the person already have body, no need of making the person bigger again. You can make it 6 inches. Okay, that is adding extra 2.5 inches, then use the remaining for your crotch extension. So the next thing I did is that I added 1.5 inches. I marked 1.5 inches where this point meets as L. Then I extended my crotch curve. Okay, I made my crotch curve. I don't know if you get me. So if you are confused anywhere here, you can ask question in the comment section. Then placing my tape on the crotch line, I mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, and I came down about 3.5 inches. And on the straight line, I mark 0.5 inches on both sides. This is to get my waist dart. Okay, which is totally optional since we are going to be attaching elastic waistband to the waist. So I'll measure from this crotch line now to my exact hip circumference by 4. Then I mark my 1 inch dart allowance. Then I'll mark extra 2.5 inches again, and the remaining part I'll be connecting to the hip line. Now I'll go up from the hip line about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and also connect to the upper part. The reason for that is so that the hip line doesn't become pointed. So I want to connect the small allowance to that hip down. Okay, and this is because I don't want the waist to be too big. So that's why I kind of reduce it by 1 inch to 1.25. So this is all I have. This is all it takes to make the base of this pant trouser. And I'm going to pick up my scissors and cut out. So I have a lot of tutorials already on the channel on pant trouser. So after cutting, I'm going to get another fabric folded into two. We're going to be using it for the back part. So I will notch this that area, and here is another fabric I went on to get folded into two, and I'm going to be using it for the back part like I already mentioned. So I'll pick up the front part and I'm just going to place it on the back part, ensuring that I have allowances, extra allowances on the upper part. Okay, just take a closer look or pay attention the way I'm placing it, and you're just going to follow suit. So if you're a beginner, you're coming across my channel for the first time, you're highly welcome, and I have a lot of tutorials on pant trouser, on a lot of styles, trendy styles, and ready to wear styles as well. Okay, so what I went on to do is I went on to secure my pins, and I extended the crotch line and also the knee line. So the same 2.5 inches that I use for my crotch extension, that's what I'm using for both the front and the back. Then here I went up about 2 inches, then I come in here about 1.5 inches. Okay, that is what I did. I went on to measure all the lines and make sure they are visible. Then I extend the crotch area for the back with 2 inches, and that is what you see me doing here. I'm just going to mark the 2 inches until I get to the crotch depth. Okay, and I'm going to extend it like this. So you notice I went up from the waistline of the front, I went up 2 inches to get the waistline of the back. This is because the hip is at the back, and the fabric, you need to give the hip enough fabric so that it can be able to, the enough fabric be able to accommodate the hip. So on the knee line I measured only 1 inch. This is because the pant trouser is already a big one, it's not a fitted pant trouser, so there's no need for much allowance. So I'm going to take that same 1 inch down to the hem, and I'm going to rule it into, connect it into a straight line, and that is exactly what you see me doing here. Okay, so basically the allowance that I'm adding on the pant trouser is just 1 inch because it's already a big pant trouser, it's not a very fitted one. And I proceeded to cut out, and this is what I have. Okay, so after cutting out, what I'm going to do now is to go and join it. You know how I normally join a pant trouser, you're going to join the crotch line. It doesn't have side pockets, you only have cargo pocket. Okay, so I went on to join, and after joining I started marking the part where I'm going to be fixing the flay. Is it flay? Yes, a kind of flay, though it's not really flared. Okay, I really don't know what to call that particular fabric that was attached to it. Okay, but what I'm doing here is to marking where I'm going to be fixing it, so don't worry, I'm making it like I'm just marking it, and I know some of you might not understand. I'm going to explain how I come about the line that I'm marking. Okay, so here is the fabric I'm going to be using to cut out the flay that is sewn on top. Now I want the first flay to be very full, and that's why I'm going to be cutting it in form of flounce. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting the first one in form of flounce because I want it to be very full. So to make flounce, I got my fabric folded into two, and I am marking the center of both the horizontal and the vertical line on it. Okay, I'm getting the midpoint of both the horizontal and the vertical line. So this implies that the fabric has to be equal both horizontally and vertically. Okay, horizontally and vertically, that is as it's lying straight and as it's lying flat, up and down, right and left, they should be equal. So in this case I have about 20 inches both right to left and up to down, 20 inches. So getting the midpoint of that 20 inches should be around 10 inches. So you can see the way I'm marking it to get the midpoint, which will give me 10 inches both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so I believe we already know how to cut a flounce. But if you don't know, pay attention. I'll try as much as possible to explain what I'm doing. So in the center point, that midpoint, I'm going to be marking 1 inch. Okay, so if you like, you can mark 2 inches, you can mark 1.5 inches, but I'm marking 1 inch because I want to manage this fabric as best as I can, so that it give me exactly what I want. Okay, so I want to mark it into a circle. You see the way I circle that point? Then from there, I am going to mark the midpoint of one of the circle. You know that now we have four, so I mark the midpoint of it, and I started 2 lines away from there. The second line, started marking my flounce. So I'm marking 4 inches. That is going to be the wideness of my flounce. Okay, 4 inches, and that is exactly what you just see me doing. And as I'm marking them, I am connecting. Okay, so some of us already know how to do this, I know that. Okay, so I'll keep marking for 4 inches. I'll mark round, mark round, then I'll connect to the point where we started, and I keep marking. You see the way the line is going. This is exactly how to cut a flounce. Okay, so I'll keep marking and marking. I'll keep rotating till I get to the point where there will be no more, like where there's no more allowance to keep marking. Okay, and it must end in one of the 4 lines. It must end in around one of the 4 lines. Do you understand? So I'll keep marking to get my 4 inches until I get to the last line. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do, and once we arrive, you will see what we have. So this point here is the last line. As you can see, this other small line is not up to 4 inches, so that point here is the last line. So at this point, I'm done, and I'm going to cut out. You can as well pay attention to the way I'm cutting, so that you also understand it more. Okay, I'll go on and cut out. So I'm going to be cutting out about two more. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting out about 2 more. So after cutting out, before I attach, I'm going to explain what I did. Now I came down about 5 inches. Can come down 5 inches or 5.5 inches. Then the next thing you're going to do is to mark out what you're going to use to join this part. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm marking out about 1.5 inches, which is what I'm going to be using to join this part. Okay, so I'm making this explanation on the second pant trouser. I'm actually making this for 2 people. Okay, so I will mark out where I am going to be, what I'm going to be using to join this side like this. Then after which, the next thing I'm going to do is to divide the remaining part into about 3. Now dividing it about 3 means that you're going to be sewing 3 lines of this flounce. Okay, so sincerely, the fabric didn't reach 3 lines. I was able to get just 2 lines, but my happiness was that because of the first line that I cut as flounce, it was full and it came out so beautiful. Okay, so you can see I'm marking these 3 lines, and this applies if you are if you have enough fabric to sew the 3 lines. If you don't, just make 2 lines. Okay, so for now, you can see I have 2 lines actually at first, and you see the way I'm connecting it. Okay, so I'm connecting this part now to this other side. Do you see it? Then to connect the second one, I will measure down about 4 inches like this, and I will connect. Okay, this is exactly the method I'm using for these pant trouser, both of them. Okay, so this is the method I'm using for 2 of them. So I'm just going to take this line down. Okay, so then I will measure to ensure that I have the same wideness. Okay, so that I can be very sure of the detailing so that it can come out very well. Okay, so I will make sure I duplicate the same line on the other part, and I will turn it over and mark the same thing. Okay, I will turn it over and mark exactly what I did for the other part. So I'll mark out my joining allowance like this. So if you are not joining your fabric with up to 2 inches, go ahead and join just what you need. Okay, you can see the lines here, you can see all the lines that I marked. So what I did is that my flounce, I went on to cut lining for it. I didn't want to use the main fabric to do lining because it will consume it a lot. So I went on to cut lining for it and I turn it. The reason why I cut lining for the flounce I didn't fold it is that the top is black, the blouse for this pant trouser, that is the top, is black. So I wanted that black to reflect, especially as I couldn't use another fabric to make this flounce. Do you understand? So after turning it, I'm going to go on to attach it and I'll show you what we have. Okay, I'll fix it and I'll show you what we have. Now before you cut out your flounce, make sure that you measure that line will mark to know what you'll be needing. Then this is the second part I'll be attaching. You can see that one I didn't cut it as flounce, I cut it straight and I was done attaching. Okay, I sewed, then I also top stitch. Okay, I sewed and I top stitch. You can see this is that second part that I did not cut as flounce. Then I also went on to attach my cargo pant pocket, exactly where my pocket supposed to stay, that is before the knee. Okay, so this is what I have. You can see this is what I have. So you can see exactly what I have. I followed the lines that I marked and attach it. So what I went on to do is to attach my waistband, my belt, and I hemmed the down part. Okay, and I went on to fix rope to it again because my client wanted a rope. Okay, so this will come out more if you can be able to use two different fabric, but for the purpose of this tutorial I'm using just one fabric and it's, trust me, it still came out very well. So thank you so much for watching. This is the final look. You can see how beautiful it is, like came out so well and I really love it. Thank you so much for watching and look forward to seeing you some other time. Bye.